Classroom. I'm Taylor, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a quiz assignment within your Google Classroom. To begin, you're going to click on the Classwork section right here at the top, and it's going to bring you to your Classwork section. We're going to click on the word Create here, and you're given a menu of multiple choices, but we're going to click on Quiz Assignment. It's going to bring you to a new page that says Assignment, but you're able to create a blank quiz for your students. So we're going to click Blank Quiz just for you to see what it looks like. Now you'll see that you're taken to a Google form and you can customize it how you would like. So to start, it says Blank Quiz. If you just tap on that, you can type in quiz number 1, whatever you want to title it. And then it says form description. You can include anything you want here. You can include instructions, a due date, whatever it is you would like. You can type that in there. Now, if you click on the first question, you get this box, and you have so many choices. So the first choice, obviously, is to title this question. What do you want it to say? So for the purposes of this video, we're just going to write, how are you doing? And then I can choose my choices. However, if I come over here, I've got short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, dropped. I've got so many different choices that just depends on what I want to ask my students. So the way that I personally used this quiz form was a daily attendance for my students. So what I would do is I would write daily attendance here, and I would put the date. I would write, please submit this by a certain time every single day. And then I would ask a series of questions, and they were the same questions every day. They were basically, how are you doing? How can I assist you? Things of that nature. I would also choose over here, you can choose date. I would choose a date, and they would be able to put in, I would say, what is today's date? And they would be able to choose it from the calendar right here. So there's a lot of different options for creating a quiz within Google Classroom because it just depends on what you're using it for. So if you're asking, if you're doing a test and you want them to have a long answer response, you're just going to choose paragraph and they can write in their answer. If you're doing a multiple choice test, you can have a multiple choice. Showing you how to do a multiple choice, if you've got option 1 here, you can click this and you can start typing different choices. So for instance, I asked, how are you doing? You could write good, not great, and so on and so forth. There's so many options. You can also add other for them to fill in their own. There's also the choice of a checkbox. So if you want them to be able to choose more than one answer, you can also require the question to be answered. You don't have to, but if you want it required, you just toggle that on or you toggle it off. If you hate how the question turned out, you can trash it and delete it right there. If you want to copy it, you just hit duplicate and it will populate right below it. So multiple options when it comes to quizzes in the Google Classroom. When you are done, you can click responses right here and you choose that you are accepting the response from the student. You want to see all of their responses. One thing I want to note is if you come up here to the settings button and you click settings, you want to either collect the email addresses or you want to have a place that you know what student is submitting it. So for me, I did put collect email addresses, but I also had my students write their names. One of the questions I had is, what is your name? And they had to type it out. So just so that you're aware that you want to make sure you know what student is submitting it, because if you get 50 of them back and there's no name, it's going to be hard to edit through who is who. When you're working inside of a school district and you're using Google Classroom, their student numbers do populate when the student responds. So if for whatever reason you forget to ask the student's name or they don't provide it for you, you can go based on their student number. But that's just a little thing to think about, that you might want to ask their name or somewhere in the form for them to tell you who they are. So once you have this the way that you like it and the quiz is set up the way you want it, all of your changes are saved in your drive. So every time you do something, it's saved automatically. You can go over here and title this whatever you want, quiz number 1, just so it all matches. So you can customize it however you want. Speaking of customization, you can also come over here to customize theme and you can choose whatever colors you would like. You can also add in an image up here. You can put in a picture. You can change the theme color, the background color, and also the font style. They've got a couple different choices there. So it really is customizable to you, to however you want to create this for your students. There's also choices along the side here to add a question, import questions, add title and description, add an image, add video, and add section. There's a lot of different choices. You can choose all different types of answer choices. One thing that I love about the multiple choice is you can even add in an image. So if you wanted a visual for your quiz, you can add in images right there. So that's kind of the overview of creating a quiz within the Google Classroom. So if we go back to here, I know it still says blank quiz. It will update itself. You're just going to go ahead and type, quiz number 1, give it whatever title you want, give it whatever instructions you want, and then when you go to assign it to the students, the form will be right there and they will be able to access it. So this is how to create a quiz from scratch if you're working within Google Classroom. As always, if you have any questions, let me know down below. Just to kind of finish this up, if you click assign, it's going to go ahead and generate right there, quiz 1. And if you click on it, you have the Google form. It says quiz number 1. So it's all right there for the students. They click on it, they answer it, and then you can see their responses once they are done. So again, that is a general overview. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video.